There you have it. You're familiar with that bell, I'm sure. The end of the school day. Now, the government has decreed that the school day must be starting at 8:45 and ending at 3:15 at a very minimum. It's come out with a new paper on education and a new strategy for education. And as part of that, it's suggesting that the school week must be a minimum of 32 and a half hours long. And I might be a little controversial here, but as a parent, I've never quite been able to understand why the school day still finishes at 3:15, 3:30, right? I think it's a hark back to the Industrial Revolution when children obviously were in school in the morning and they had to go into factories and farms and all the rest of it in the afternoon. But obviously those days are long over. We've got more parents both working. I don't know about you, but I mean, every parent I know seems to be scrabbling around most of the time at 3:30 trying to find after-school care. So I'm going to ask you in the next hour, and you can agree or disagree. All views are welcome on this. But I can't understand why schools don't operate on more of a 9 till 5 basis, because that's how parents operate. And think about the benefits if schools put on after-school provision, OK? You could have a situation where maybe 3:15 to 4:15, they do some extracurricular activities, be it sport for the sporty kids, music for the musical kids, drama for the dramatic kids. Maybe all kids are a little bit dramatic, but you catch my drift. And then, how about this for an idea? From 4:15 to 5:15, they have prep and do their homework. As it's Mother's Day, you must agree with me. Wouldn't it be lovely if children came home having done their homework? And then all you had to do is just feed them and ask them about their day without having that daily battle over maths and English. Now, I can appreciate that teachers are going to be up in arms at this suggestion. Oh, why? We're already working hard. How much more work do you want us to do? But listen to this. Teachers don't need to provide this. There are plenty of organisations in the local community, and by the way, businesses, that would happily compete to be providers of after-school education. Trust me, we've got some in our local area. The Centre for Social Justice did an amazing paper on this, and it basically concluded that there would be competition, would be rife to provide after-school care in schools, and the government could have a set list of providers. Teachers can go home at 3:15 and other people could administrate after-school provision. And they wrote this paper in the aftermath of the pandemic, basically saying, look, we need to do more to catch children up. But they also said this could be something that we just stick with forever, because it would help out pupils who, I think they found out that a fifth of pupils don't have any sort of extracurricular activities at all that they can go to. But it was also help out parents, because last time I checked, my working day didn't end at 3:15. I mean, how many mothers out there, particularly on this day of days, have had to start working flexibly or work part-time because they can't arrange their work around this kind of strange picking up kids in the middle of the afternoon thing? So I don't know what you think, but I'm all for a longer school day. 0345 6060 973. Text on 84850. Tweet at LBC. Let's bring in Simon Kidwell now. He's the NAHT Vice President and Principal of a primary in Cheshire. Now, Simon, you probably don't agree with me. Longer school day, what do you think? Yay or nay?
Camilla, I think you raised some really important points. And in our school, we open at 7:30 and close at 6 p.m. So
Brilliant.
We've got quite a long school day. That's wraparound care. It does have to be funded by parents, so parents who choose to access that. However, it's a really important part of our school offer, and many schools offer that. And what you're describing in your preamble there was what the government catch-up commissioner, Sir Kevin Collins, talked about last year. And he talked about extending those opportunities for children and making sure the government funds it, because we do recognise we need to be supporting our families, because most people do work 9 to 5 or do work an 8-hour day. The one thing I would like to just challenge you on is teachers going home at 3:15.
Yes.
We do know that we have one of the longest hours of teaching workforce across Europe, averaging about 55 hours a week. So the school day doesn't end at 3:15.
Simon, I wouldn't dream of suggesting that teachers don't work hard enough. I mean, I literally couldn't even imagine the Twitter feedback. And equally, I've got many members of my own family who are teachers, and I know that they work very hard. But this idea of, I appreciate schools like yours do provide the wraparound care, and that's great, but there isn't a universality to that. And I'm saying that actually, as a standard, all schools should operate on that sort of basis, 8 till 5, 8 till 6. And they don't.
That was an ambitious plan put forward by Sir Kevin Collins last year, and sadly the government, the Chancellor, actually decided not to fund that extended care for children or extended activities for children, and that was really disappointing because we did have a plan. It was presented to the government. The Prime Minister said that education was his number one priority this time last year, but sadly there's not been the funding available to provide that support.
So Simon, are you quite underwhelmed by this white paper then? I mean, because I think people are surprised. Oh, I thought that schools already operated on a 32.5-hour-a-week minimum basis.
Yes, and the statistics this morning, we heard that only 14% of schools don't operate on that basis. Our core hours are certainly longer than that. However, there are some reasons why some schools might be slightly less. It could be they're a rural school and school transport is an issue. It could be that a school has reduced lunchtime significantly and therefore their school day is shorter. Our local high school finishes before our primary school, and a number of their older siblings pick up the children from primary school, and that's a help for parents as well. So I do think for that 14% it doesn't include, we may be only talking about 5 or 10 minutes extended onto the school day, and that really isn't as ambitious as the plan that you put forward, which is extending the school day and funding it so that children can get extended care and also extended activities.
What else would you have liked to have seen in this white paper?
What we've been talking about as a school union, as a teachers union, school leaders union, is actually the universal offer for nursery education. Currently, you can access 30 hours nursery education if both parents work. However, we know that some of our most disadvantaged children can't access that. So we would have really liked to have seen a serious look into a universal offer of 30 hours a week for everybody, because we know that catch-up starts when they're very young. And actually the best form of catch-up you can have is when children are young and of nursery age.
Thank you very much. That's Simon Kidwell. He's the Vice President of the National Association of Head Teachers, and he's also the principal of a primary school in Cheshire. Let's bring in another...